We have next with us Professor Vararom Pachimsawat. I hope I said it correctly. Vararom is an artistic director of Dance Center School of Performing Arts, established since 1985, where she still teaches and choreographs and does a lot of stage production as well. She's working a lot with gifted youth in the artistic field. She was invited to be the main speaker at the APCG, the Asia Pacific Conference on Giftedness in 2018. And presently, she is a president of Friends of the Arts Foundation, which is a public charity foundation that promotes dance education and movement to improve the brain functions in Thailand. We're very happy that you are here. Dr. Vararom, I will leave the floor to you.
Well, this is what I'm going to do. Thank you, Dr. Laila, and Sawadika. Right, because first of all, I like to thank, of course, the president and the chairman and the whole committee who's actually organized our stay here, to come here, to be with you here at the university. A very, very smooth and very warm welcome for us. Thank you. We had such a, so far, very, very good time, right? And I'm sure all my ex-com agree with that. Thank you. Yes. So my presentation today is going to be two parts, where I will talk very briefly about gifted education in Thailand. And the second part, as Dr. Laila said, I'm very much into performing arts all of my life. That's actually my life. So I'll talk about movement, actually. So gifted education, formally in Thailand, this is just a background, is the same as in all countries around the world. Over 100 years ago, we go to the temple. A lot of people go to the temple even now to learn some expertise from a monk. To actually, if you are gifted and you're very good in whatever, you go to the monk. That's where the school is. In the olden days, it's over 100 years ago. And until during King Rama IX, our late beloved King Rama IX, who's actually set up a lot of education in Thailand, and as well as he has a royal, let's put royal scholarship. He started up many of the scholarship in Thailand. So, there are scholarship for gifted, but at that time it didn't actually, said gifted, but it's just a very good students who need support, as well as who need a little push to study abroad or even in Thailand. Until 1980, that is when we have a small group of educators who actually came back to Thailand after their studies, who's already in an important position, who's actually put together a school at that time. It's called a sports school. It's a specialized school where they promoted the sportsmen, in Thailand. So, that was like how they actually work. And in fact, one of them is the Senate, who's actually pushing all the gifted education. Then in 1990, we have schools, actually the started of the school for gifted education, gifted students, where the schools is just like a normal elementary school. But it actually tied in with the university it's called Mahidol at that time, where it's a faculty of medicine, science, and technology. And in fact, later on, only within these 15 years, they have the faculty of music. That's how we actually produce. Now we have a lot of opera singer and, a lot of art and, actresses and so on in a formal training. But at that time, so he started this group of educators in 1990 throughout until 1998. They have been pushing and they established schools which is these 5 schools are for gifted students. It's actually called Mahidol Vityanusaran, which is tied in with university. All of this school, what I'm going to give you the name, basically doesn't mean anything to you. I don't know how much you know about Thailand. But all these schools, the reason it's happened and it started all these schools is through this educator, and they pushing through only the system in Thailand is through the Ministry of Education and Ministry of later on is split into the ministry that looking after the university in Thailand. So, it's actually Julapon Ratchavidyalai Science Schools, where Julapon is actually the patronage of these schools, and Julapon Institute is the youngest daughter of the late King Rama IX. So it's become a very, very good path for the gifted student who go to this elementary school to go to university. But it's very much, all these 5 schools are very much into science, technology, engineering. And the 3rd school is the gifted school, and technology is a project, but in fact it is a school under the Ministry of Science and Technology. And of course there are schools like Kosen Institute, which is a collaboration between Thai Ministry of Education and the Japanese government to actually produce technician and a lot to do with engineering. So this is how the gifted education come about. This is not really formal yet, because in the 90s this is all the effort of all educators, and of course one person who's actually been part of that is our ex-president of APFG, Dr. Usani. Many of you would know her already, that she's not here with us today, but she has been one of the educators who's been pushing for all of this gifted school. But the breakthrough is come into 1998, which Ministry of Education, we actually have the National Education Act. That's why now it's become very formal in the education in Thailand, that all the schools under Ministry of Education in all provinces, thousands and thousands schools around Thailand, they are actually, there's a mandate that they have to have the education for gifted. But in reality, I'm sure this is what happened around the world, that there are always good students and very good and very, very talented students go down the hill because they're always running around. They don't, because they are too intelligent to actually sit down and study. And the teachers who don't really understand would think that, they are, oh no, has no concentration, you go, do that again, and, just not understanding no understanding of the regular teachers. So out of that, since then, we have this, but at least there are a platform for gifted officially around Thailand. But since then, since 1998 until now, we have been actually very, very good and very exciting school that has been happening. It's called Gamnet Wit School. The direct translation is actually the birth of science. Still, all the gifted schools are very much focused on science, math, technology, engineering, and so on. STEM, right? So, but then we have a very, very good, actually a jumping grand jeté. If you know the grand jeté, of course you know. It's really a leap from normal education with a lot of good student, very high grade student, to a local school where it's called Kamnut, that's happening. It's actually established in, let me see my note, in 2015. From a few of those educators who's actually started the gifted school, it took them a long time to actually have this school. But the significance of these schools, they accepted students from 15, officially 15 years old, you know. And with the support of the Petroleum Authority of Thailand, that's why they could actually really give the gifted student into really a high push and with all the system of gifted. So we actually have now that, you know, not officially go through university level, but it is a practical school. And, you know, they do a research, they do practical project and so on, which produce Thailand, you know, a lot of really all these gifted, who's actually, obviously, they go abroad, some of them do go abroad, and a lot of them come back to actually work for in Thailand, as well as Petroleum Authority of Thailand, which is one of the biggest corporation. It's semi-government. So, you know, that is like just very brief. Sorry. This is just about a very brief of, I will not show you any of the statistic of our gifted student, but overall in Thailand, we have many gifted youngster, but we lost a lot of the gifted if we do not nurture them. But now, we will, if you see the statistic, maybe in the next 10 years, you'll find that, you know, we have more support system for gifted and more education and so on that's into the path that we will have jumping grand jeté into our gifted, and all the professional that they will come back, or they will actually lead other younger generation into more profession and so on. So now, that would be end of my gifted education in Thailand. But what I would like to talk about today, since I'm very much into performing arts. So, as Dr. Adele, I'm so looking forward to go to your school, your academy tomorrow, because I think all of us in this room will all agree of body, mind, and soul. It does go through together. But today I would like to actually bring the word STEM and STEAM, because art seems to be left behind in official Ministry of Education around the world. But everybody in this room knows how art is so important, right? So I like to start it with the video. But since we are in this country, I hope this video will not actually go against the culture. But this is a 9 years old going up to 12 years old. So I just like to show you the video that in a very short time, how this girl make a progress. She started, you know, the ballet at 9 years old, which she can't really dance. So she just come as a hobby, this girl. Okay, and the second video is coming. Okay, right. And this is her at the age of 11. at 9 years old, she just come once a week. And, you know, at this was her preparation for a competition at 11 and a half years old, where she did the solo from Sleeping Beauty. It's called a Bluebird solo. I don't know if any of you are a ballet fan who goes to the theater. By the way, her name is Moe. So that was 11 and a half years old, where she actually got the gold prize from the Asia Pacific ballet competition. Okay, and the third video, please. Yes. So this is just only you see how much she has grown within a very short time, and her ability. Because this solo, of course, on point is make a lot of different than dancing on the soft shoes. We call it soft shoes, right? That's it. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. So anyway, she's not quite 13 years old. So basically, how she excel within a very short period of time, from 9 years old, come once a week. But since then, she has her passion. She wanted to be ballerina. So now she's actually won the competition. She comes, from the age of 11, she comes maybe 8 hours, 4 times a week as after school. And from the age of 12 to now, nearly 13 years old, she's been doing like 12 hours a week. This is, in Thailand, it's not a full-time school, but it's still after school because we don't have a full-time dance school. But anyway, she is now waiting to be accepted at the Paris Opera. So, the school. So anyway, yes, thank, that she's actually, but then you see what happened. What I like, the reason I show this is from the movement. Before we go into that what does it do to a person, the movement? So you're going to have to help me now, everybody. What does the brain do to our body? Jay. Sorry, Jay. Yes.
It instructs body parts to move.
Thank you. I'm going to ask, you have to be 20 of you who answer this question. Lakshmi.
What does the brain do? Helps in coordinating the movement between parts of the body.
Okay. Dr. Laila. Everybody, you have to have answer.
Helps your function. It's this. I'm telling you this because my husband is a heart surgeon, and he would say the brain is more powerful than the heart.
Right.
Because if someone is brain dead, there's actually.
Yes, it's vegetables, of course. So, I'm sorry, Dr. Adele. All the people that I remember the name, you're coming back. Sorry, I don't know all of your name. Yes.
Brain controls every body area, but the body movement is coordinated. It controls the insides of the treatment of the muscles after the exercise. That's
Right.
also by the brain.
Yes.
So many functions the brain can do to body movement.
Bravo, because in fact it's everything. Can you go into a little bit more detail of everything?
Well, thank you for bringing this up because that brings the importance of the domains of giftedness, and that sometimes we tend to lean towards more of the scientific parts rather than the other parts and domains of giftedness. I think my colleagues provided maybe from the positive spectrum perspective, but I would say while it's an enabler, why it's the controller, but it's also sometimes a disabler when you have, different mindsets, maybe some limitations that's not reality, perceptions of things that are not on ground.
Right.
So while it is a big enabler, sometimes the mind itself could be also a disabler for you to grow and to prosper.
Right. Thank you. Next, Kyung Bin.
Well, it's the executive controller, so it makes your body move, but it also controls your bodily functions. So without the brain, you won't be able to move. But regarding to emotions, I don't know how much the brain is in control. It might
Thank
be
you
something
for
different.
mentioning that. Yes, please pass the mic. Yes, it's okay. Or you can use your voice. Yeah.
The brain is the processor also. It's and how you train this processor, you will be able also to get the outcome that you're expecting. So it's based on the input and the training needed, the improvement of the skills, or otherwise you kill the brain. So this processor, either it keeps on processing and improving, or it can die and doesn't do anything. So this is, if you have skills, you'll kill those skills.
Right. Yes.
Besides what's been said, probably also the brains could help in converting feelings to actions.
Okay.
Yeah, feelings to actions, because part also of
It's
the
decision making, right?
Yes. True,
Okay,
true.
great. Thank you. Yes, please.
I think I will take from bottom to up. The movement of body leads to the cognitive development.
Yes. All right, that's also work because I'm coming to that. Abdullah, next door, don't sit still.
I think it's the master of everything, including body. It's attention, go to the details, coding and encoding,
Right.
then functioning, planning, and other things that human being would like to do or have to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. The sign is up. Sorry, guys. But I don't have 20% yet. I would like to ask all of you more. But anyway, to come to a conclusion, the brain is a king, basically the king for our body. It's come, from emotion, decision making, like everybody answered. I'm sure that all of us know this, right? So the reason I'm bringing this up, right, the practice, is come from, being gifted. Of course, if you, a very young age, you love this, like myself, I wanted to be a ballerina since I was 5 years old, 6 years old. It's just from a picture, and then I pursue it. Of course, you have to have passion, right? And then you would actually go into doing that, even how hard it is. So you have, discipline. But the most important, I don't have to go into the physical, the postures, the creative thinking that come with it. But it is the practical of how we all educator here, that we provide and nurture, provide the right environment. Of course, it's from the teachers, from home, from everybody. That's how, and then if they keep doing it, practicing it. And of course, I know that, that child, that person will grow up to be a very, very talented. If you see this girl, it's the confidence that comes after they achieve little thing, a little thing, and then they have confidence they can do a larger thing, unlimited. They have imagination, and they will be passing through their knowledge, their whatever that they have. That's what I know, But before I go, Friend of the Arts Foundation, as well as our Association of the Development of Human and Giftedness in Thailand, we have this project of a lot of people, all of us know about this, but there, in Thailand, there is no research, because which we are doing research with the university, how the brain function, of movement actually work with the sensor, that move, actually you do this process of before and after. We had 3 groups of students. We are working on this project for this autism, but high function. And for the normal student, just from young age to older adult, because we in Thailand, we are now into the senior citizen society, and as well as the student who's actually very, very talented already that we identify, we will put them in this research and use all the movement, the correct movement that we know. There's some certain exercise that will improve the brain, because we will be inviting them to come, because I believe if you want to be good at anything, you do 10,000 hours. So we'll do that, have the sensor before this research, and they'll come 5 days a week to do this set of exercise and just have fun. And after 6 weeks, we will actually measure them again, and after 3 months. So if any of you or any schools or institute would be interested, I would like to invite you to talk to us. Anyway, that is from me. Yes. Thank you. Yes.